Pro FM, it's Barbi Jo with you, and today we're going behind the curtain of the CHER Show. It's coming to Providence next week, February 5th and 6th, and joining me right now is cast member Morgan Scott. Morgan, do you believe in life after love?
Absolutely.
I don't know. Providence is ready for you. Congratulations on 2 years of touring.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been quite an honor and something just so amazing and unexpected. Never did I think, oh, I'm going to play CHER one day.
Icon. I mean, this is crazy. From my understanding, it takes three fierce ladies to actually play the icon CHER. So, in what phase of CHER's life are you repping?
I am the older CHER, the more mature CHER.
But she's
icon,
always ageless.
ageless. Young and old, everything in between. She embodies us all, right? And so I do get to play that part. I get to kind of lead you through the beginning of the story, and it breaks that fourth wall, and it's in that concert fashion of, hey, so happy that you're here tonight. Let's talk about my life. And I get to bring in the other two CHERs and introduce you to my younger self. But then you get to see me actually experience the life that she has later on as well. And it all kind of intermingles with one another. So it's not just chronological. The three CHERs get to actually interact with one another. You get to talk to your younger self and say, hey, you're going to be okay, kid. And that kid gets to remind you and say, hey, old lady, remember what you used to love? So,
man, I was hoping you got to like dump Sunny on stage, but that's another CHER.
Another CHER gets to do that. And actually, it's a cool moment, too, because it's a moment where while I am on stage with Sunny, I actually get to say to another CHER, hey, you didn't have the strength to do this before. Why don't you take this opportunity now? Which I think there's a lot of things in our lives that we wish, oh, man, if I could have just been talking to that younger self, I would have said, no, you can do this. You can absolutely do this. So it's very cool.
Well, I guess ditch the memoir now from CHER and just go watch the musical.
Just get all the CHER you can, I think. Books, movies, watch the show. Like, you can't have too much CHER.
Never. What does this mean to you to actually play a legend and an icon?
It's honestly, it's so incredible because there's a lot of different facets to it. It's incredible as an actor to get to play someone who is real and exists still and is still going and still just a triumph in their everyday life. I mean, that's such an honor and so amazing. So that's incredible. But then also to just be a woman playing another iconic woman who has succeeded and has just gone through the hills and valleys of life, and you find those identifiers. I don't know what it's like to be followed around by paparazzi, but I know what it's like to be scared. I know what it's like to be in love, and to be able to relate to someone who seems so far off. And just in
we're all
world.
human.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, she is a goddess, right? So it's like I get to, night by night relate to this goddess woman, and that's incredible. And I just feel so lucky to be able to do it.
I know, and I'm sure like imitation is no easy feat. You want to do CHER justice. How do you feel you're doing that every night?
Yeah, and I think it comes down to, again, that essence of what can we relate to on a human level. Yes, we want the voice to be there. We all know CHER's iconic voice. And so, of course, we pay a little homage to that. But it's not even about doing like an impersonation or a tribute show or something. It's more about who is the essence of this woman, and can we make people feel that presence on stage? And that's what all three of the CHERs want to do every night is, of course, give you the nods and the winks to CHER mannerisms. But at the end of the day, say, yeah, this woman is incredible. Are we giving the respect to that story and what she's done in her life?
Oh, I bet you've done your research.
Oh, yeah. It never stops.
Totally. I'm sure it's ongoing all the time. And I bet the audience is going to learn a lot about CHER they never knew.
Absolutely. It's so true. There's things that as we were learning the show that it was, oh, wait a minute, what happened? She was sick for this long. She was this, like all these little things that happen, like an infomercial where you go, wait, CHER did an infomercial? Yes, she did. And
I can't wait for that surprise.
Yes, you find out about all these little things that even if you were a like diehard Sunny and CHER fan, you find out stuff about later in her life that you maybe didn't know. And vice versa, for the younger generation, they don't know that much about the Sunny and CHER era. So they get to see all of that in its beautiful, glory that is on stage. Yeah.
Oh, it's the evolution of CHER through 6 decades, which is unheard of. I mean, she's got this staying power. this staying power. And she's this diva to us, like you said, a goddess that's just remarkable in every way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and she is still going. Like the fact that during our first year of tour last year, she had released her Christmas album that goes to number one. And so then you've got seven number one hits over 7 decades. I mean, that's just unheard of. And we're getting to tell part of that story. We can't even tell the whole thing because that would be a whole week of shows. You know what I mean? Like
Well, let's
part
talk
seven.
about the transformation every night. This for me is probably my everyday routine. I'm like, yeah, let's slap on some fake eyelashes, some hair extensions. Let's put on a Bob Mackie gown. Are you kidding me? I would die. What is this like for you?
You're wearing art night after night. You are wearing true art by another legend, Bob Mackie. And the fact that I think it's something around 300 to 400 full costumes.
Get out of here.
The pieces themselves, I think it's in the thousands of how many pieces of costumes there are. And I mean, I think I have something around 30 costume changes in the one show. 11 wig changes. I mean, we give you the full dose of Bob Mackie, the sequins, the feathers, everything just placed so it is worth the watch.
Well, we all know that Cher's wardrobe has been a little risque in the past, a little provocative.
Oh, you don't say. we we have quite a few moments where you get some gasps from the audience in like a wonderful way, where they're like, "Oh my God, they did it! They brought it out. We're seeing it in person," and it's all the iconic looks that you would expect and hope to see.
What a weird juxtaposition. I'm thinking about there are probably some pieces that weigh with all the beating so much in the wigs, and then other pieces like a Cher cat suit that weighs nothing. What is that like for you?
It's just crazy. And what's I think nuts to me is the fact that I'm in one thing, like I started in a cat suit and then I've changed into a beaded gown and I don't even know what's happened because it's been 30 seconds. Like, and I mean, I'm telling you, it is just, I call them the tornado of angels backstage because they are just swirling around me, getting me unzipped, tucked in, shoes tied, like whatever it is. And it's just a swarm of people that just make it happen backstage that the audience never gets to see. But if you start noticing how quick the changes are, you know there is a team of people back there doing their job.
Oh my gosh, it's like you really are Cher. You have your own team of people.
I'm gonna live it up for right now. I'll tell you what.
Does anyone actually play Bob Mackie in the show?
Yes,
Oh, get out.
yes.
This is fun. I really kind of went in here like not knowing much about this show. This
Yes,
is exciting.
Tyler Perung is so fantastic. He was with us since year one, and he's still with us now. And I expect him to end the tour with me. If I'm sticking it out, he's sticking it out, and he is absolutely incredible as Bob Mackie. It does so much justice to who Bob was. And Bob actually came to see our show in Palm Desert last year. We got to meet him. He's a wonderful
Wow.
man, so gentle, so kind. And Tyler does that justice.
Did you have any other one-on-one interactions? Maybe with Cher, if there was
Oh,
Bob Mackie?
if she just wasn't working so hard, I think she'd have the time to come see our show. But no, she has not come to see it, and I wish so desperately that she would. You know, it's funny. I have been in contact with one of the former standbys from Broadway when it was on Broadway. So Dee
So
Raschioli,
cool.
she was a standby for Lady and Star, who were two of the Chers. And so I've been in contact with her, kind of saying, "Hey, I'll walk a mile in your shoes now," and because I actually wear her former shoes, and reaching out to those ladies who have gotten the chance. I think Catherine Ariale, who plays Lady, the middle Cher, she was able to meet and have coffee with one of the former ladies. So that was really cool. It's like just keeping that Cher life alive, the people who've gotten the honor to play her and yeah,
Right.
that
Well,
community.
we gotta talk the music because going to a jukebox musical, it's more like going to a concert. Is this like going to a Cher concert?
You get a lot of that, which is really fun, that aspect. So while we're telling the story, and obviously there's going to be some heavier moments and all of that in a life, we have some really nice audience interaction that's very concert style, and you get that vibe. And I'm telling you, every show, by the end of it, everyone is on their feet having a blast, living that goddess warrior Cher moment.
Do you ever look out at the end and you notice everybody's dressed as Cher?
Oh yeah, we get a few of those, which is the best. We love seeing it. Any version of Cher, I'll have people come up to me at the stage door, and it might not be a full like head to toe Cher, look or costume, but they'll say this is a Bob Mackie, and it'll be just a blouse that they had in their
Wow.
closet, and they go, "I brought out my Bob Mackie to wear it," and it's such an honor. I mean, it's just so cool.
The
Yeah.
closest thing I have to Bob Mackie are my Bob Mackie Barbie dolls from a kid.
Bring them,
Well,
bring
I'm
them.
bringing them. I'm going to hold them up. They're going to rock out Cher style. I
Yeah.
guess I need a Cher Barbie. Do they have one? I got to find
Yes.
that out.
They
This is
have
a good question.
Cher Barbies, and then those Funko Pops.
Yes.
They have a bunch of shares. Yep.
Is there a particular song that really gives you goosebumps? You get hyped to perform on stage?
Yeah, I think I mean, it does change frequently, just like my favorite costume would change frequently because it kind of depends on what's going on in your life that day and what you're bringing into the show that night. But I will say the finale to Act One is such an incredible moment with the three shares on stage together. And there's no scenery or anything at that moment. It's just us and lighting and the music, and we sing Song for the Lonely. And it's this really triumphant moment for Lady, the middle share, with her tumultuous relationship with Sonny at that point, and all three of us bonding together just to be there for one another. And so it's really works in a lot of ways with the three actors because maybe we have something going on in our life at that moment. And we've developed such a sisterhood with one another that when we reach the end of that Act One, it doesn't matter anything that's gone on. We are there for one another. And so it feels very powerful on a lot of different levels.
My favorite movie of all time, I'm not blowing smoke, is Moonstruck.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Cher and Moonstruck, Nicolas Cage, the scene, snap out of it, and the slap. And do you get to reenact that, or maybe somehow we reenact winning an Oscar?
Uh, I will say that you get the Oscar for sure. And yes, you will absolutely get the line delivery that you are so desperate to hear. The audience will not leave saying, "Oh, she never said it." I say it. And I'll tell you, because you already did it, if you'd like to practice it in the Cher voice, I can give you a little tip and trick on it if you'd like.
Yeah.
So when people talk to me about speaking like Cher, I always say this is the starter kit. So if you want to imagine that you have an egg in your mouth that you can't
An
break.
erg.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
just you can't
Yeah.
break that egg. And if you want
No.
to try to say snap out of it, then you will get into there and you just start practicing with
Do
that.
I want to embarrass myself right now? I don't. I'm going to leave it to the
Ah,
professionals.
the people at home can work on it in their privacy.
I'm also so excited to see like Cher's videos, very controversial too, maybe because of some risque outfits, as we already discussed. If I could turn back time, I
Yep.
am so excited to see how you're going to translate all of that to the stage.
Yeah, it's very, I mean, again, there's just so much to fit into, a 2.5 hour show. And we do fit 35 of her hits, which is a
Wow.
lot of music. And you get those callbacks and again, those looks you recognize. Cannons are mentioned, from her straddling that cannon in turn back time. There's so many things that we do remember as we start thinking about the history that Cher has provided us, and we go, wait, what about that moment? And then sure enough, it'll pop up on stage. So we get all the good stuff in there, I think.
Morgan Scott in the Cher Show. It's coming to Providence next week, February 5th and 6th. If you want tickets, you can just log on to ppacri.org, or you could even call 421 Arts. Morgan, I don't think Providence is ready for this.
We're going to bring it to you, though. You're going to be able to handle it. I'll see you there for sure.
I'll see you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.